Alright, we're back. We're good. Have I only been playing this for 8 hours? It feels like a lot longer, but I think that's just because I played so much of it yesterday. So, I guess while that loads, I'm going to just take a very quick screenshot and put together a command. Because I know a number of people had asked me what my mod list is. And this is not going to be a very good mod list, to be honest. But at least it's a starter one. I'm probably going to make a video on how to mod Subnautica. And put it up on Wanderbot Prime. So that other people can hopefully kind of maybe learn. Okay, there we go. Copy URL. There we go. I'm going to pause that. Nightbot commands. Let's see. Subnautica. Oh. Nah. Let's do below zero mods. What's it called again? It's... There we go. Now we get a command. So if I do below zero mods, we're good. Perfect. So now people can ask, or can pull up a command and see what mods I've got, instead of me having to answer every single time. It's not the greatest, but it's fine. So there are mods for this game? Yeah, there are tons, because people have been modding it for all of Early Access. Plus, many of them could just port their mods over from regular Subnautica into Below Zero, which made it incredibly easy. Alright. I stopped in the middle of probably one of the more important scenes of this game, but I was tired yesterday. Anyway.
Patrol log, excavation site, day 33, morning. I thought I saw something moving on the screen, but it was just that I sneezed. Wiped it off. Fred's not convinced the Leviathan is really dead, but I've never even seen it blink. Nevertheless, I am now undertaking the mandatory foot patrol. Inside the cave, confirming a whole lot of nothing. Creatures still dead, cave still boring. I miss the mining site. At least you could talk to people. Oh, wait now, what's this? A rock! I found an interesting rock. That makes 3 this week. The others will be happy to have a friend. Concluding patrol. Perimeter secured. Nothing to report. End log.
Now, I was hoping we get an actual account of what happened. Okay, so we got 2 places we can go. We can go up, we can go down. Let's go up first, because I feel like down is where the sister died, and that's where the important things happened. A rock! Look, man, maybe rocks are important, you don't know. I've spent half of this game living the, oh look, it's a rock life, and it's actually been pretty important to me. Let's see, it's one thing I was gonna do. I really hate the fact that there's no sound effect slider. Like, why do these games not have sound effect sliders? Holy shit, you are big, spooky, and do not belong on this planet. Hello. Oh, insert antidote. Let's... Let's do this stupid thing. Okay. I cannot stab them. We will see. How many seals has Wander clubbed? Excuse me, Orbital. I haven't clubbed a dang seal. I have dropped some penguin babies into the ocean, though, and I've run over more than a handful of fish. I've run over a lot of fish, actually. I wonder if we need more than this. Yeah, it doesn't look like this thing's ready to go yet. Also, it helps that there are no seals in this game. And that even if there were, they probably wouldn't be very funny to club. Okay. So let's pop down here. At least we popped in the antidote, so I don't have to worry about it. Oh, there's some hydrochloric acid. And there's just like a totally deactivated prawn down here. What's the point of this lower area? Oh, I can scan it. Is this all the pertinent information I can get out of here? I was really expecting more than this. Where'd the sister die? I mean, like, obviously, things went kind of bad for people here, but I was expecting more immediate, like, information. But I guess this game likes to drip feed. Let's go. Let's see. Yeah, this is the way I came in. Wow. Okay, that got messed up. Alright, let's head back for the prawn. We've cleared this place out in its entirety, so I guess next order of business, turn the scanning thing back on to fragments, and go from there. Is Dreadhunger the ship stuck in the Arctic one? What?
Well,
Yeah, I certainly haven't heard of anything called Dreadhunger. So what's the difference between this and regular Subnautica? I mean, realistically, ultimately, I would say they're more of the same. This is a little bit more complex, refined. Both are absolutely fantastic games, and both are 100% worth playing.
Welcome aboard,
Oh, I see.
Captain.
Speaking of clipping seals, is Wholesome first thought of playing Dreadhunger? Already played it and I missed it. I don't think so. At least to my knowledge, we haven't. The group has not played it, but you know, there was a time before I joined, plus a lot of the people from Wholesomeverse have been playing together for, like, a considerable amount of time, so there's a very real possibility they might have tried it at one point. Yeah, this has more story. I would say the previous one also had an equal amount of story. This one just has a main character that actually talks, and therefore it feels like there's more immediate story. Okay. So, where am I? Yeah, because we got a couple of places left to go. Oh, wait, hold up. Yeah, that's probably the small trench I used to get to the other region. If I want to go down, it looks like there's a huge area down there, though. Okay. Yeah, you still haven't gone for the alien artifacts you came for. Up to you. I haven't gone for a lot of things. Oh, question. Is there... I gotta double check this. Is there a teleporter that I can build? Because I know there's, like, the tether module, but I don't care about that. Is there, like, an actual thing that I can build? Okay, so there's one that you can get for the sea truck that lets you teleport back, but there's none that I can build. I was really hoping I'd be able to make fast travel points between my various bases. But it looks like that's a no dice. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I mean, realistically, world's easy enough to travel around. So what I'm gonna quickly do, just drop off most of the stuff that I've got, just so I have inventory space for whatever I find down there. I could potentially bring the resources to make another base, but I think I'm gonna err on the side of... Oh, I have 2 scanner. I don't need 2 scanner. I'm gonna err on the side of keeping a limited inventory here. Just because we always find goodies when we're out and about. Okay. And I'm just going to go silly with this. We should probably also put the flare away. I have no use for flares. There we go. I probably should have a use for flares, but it's easy to not care. Oh, you know, that's one thing. Hey, thank you, Modmaker, for gifting us up to Orbital. He doesn't deserve it. That's fine. Thank you. These prawn cells are bad. You know what, actually? Let's go back. In, out, on with our live. By the way, Orbital, if you're still here, and I have you as a semi-captive audience, did you see that, the Creeper World's getting a multiplayer update? I don't know if you've ever played Creeper World, but it seems like the kind of thing that you would seriously enjoy.
Seek shelter.
Yeah, Creeper World multiplayer? Yeah! It's, like, up to 4 players. I figured I'd mention it, seeing as, we're gonna be doing some other tower defense-y things. Yeah, I'm very interested. Yeah! I'll poke you about that. I've switched my sleep schedule, so I actually could wake up on orbital time now. Previously, I was waking up at, like, 1, and that was destroying me. And so I've switched my schedule around, and so now I can actually wake up and do things. Yeah, so I'll poke you as soon as that becomes available. Because I think it might be a little ways out, but sooner than later, and I am jazzed for it. Okay. I have to say this, dropping by to say your way of playing is low-key making you more and more wanting to play this game, besides your fear of deep ocean. So here's the thing, I would say Subnautica is probably the best way of getting over a fear of deep ocean. I'm not even being hyperbolic with it. I legitimately mean that, like, this game is incredibly good. I'm going the wrong direction, aren't I? You know what? Maybe we go back. Let's go find the artifacts. Like, I don't think it'll fix it for you entirely, but I started hella freaked out whenever I played the first game. Like, everything scared me, and now I'm not, like, perfectly comfortable with everything, but I at least feel like, you know, I'm not gonna freak out constantly. We really should get the thermal charging upgrade for this. The other thing is, you really can take Subnautica at your own pace. And especially with mods, you can really limit what you have to deal with. Who's in here again? I'm in a bad boy. There we go. I needed the Snowstalker fur. I would also say this one's probably better for dealing with it. The first one is a much more like full frontal confrontation, with thalassophobia. This one, so far I haven't run into a whole lot of big and really spookies. There's a bunch of sharks. But as soon as I found out that I could just isekai sharks with my truck, that made my life just so much easier. Come on. There we go. Also, this thing does not have a whole lot of power on it, so I've got to be a little careful. I meant to check out that zone. Yeah, this game has a lot more land involved and has less deep areas. The other thing is that, less deep areas, yeah. But I'd also say it has, let's see. It's a lot more claustrophobic in a way that would feel comfortable to people doing, like, dungeon crawls and whatnot. That, you know, playing Subnautica 1, it's just you and nothing for a while. You know, there are whole areas that you explore almost inactively because there's nothing to explore. It's just this expanse of open ocean and the occasional creature that swims by, unless you have a Cyclops and can go particularly deep. Whereas conversely in this, you might go deep, but it never feels like you're just suspended over nothing, which is what spooks me the most when it comes to water. I mean, apart from potential sea creatures. But I never felt like I was, or I have yet to feel like I'm just isolated above open ocean with no grounding. Boy, that's a lot of silver. I'd also say this one's probably way more friendlier with resources. Maybe I'm just lucky, and am finding the good stuff. Yeah, close to spending 30 bucks. It's, I mean, it might be worth it. But it's also, there's so many other games that if it is going to cause, like, legitimate problems and discomfort, then it's still potentially worth playing other things. This game's land has way more resources and has veins and stuff. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I would recommend it. I would feel guilty if you don't end up liking it. Because I know it's a bit of a risky purchase. 30 bucks is pretty good value for this game, like Hollow Knight and 15 bucks. I would say Hollow Knight and 15 bucks is pureless as far as like a gameplay to value prospect, with the exception of like Factorio and Minecraft. Like Factorio and Minecraft are the two games that I would absolutely say have unbeatable value propositions. You're interested, back of your head is saying, you don't like this, but I like it. Well, that's me with horror games. I freaking hate horror games. They're terrible. They're never fun, and I don't like playing them. And I absolutely love, the Resident Evil series and Dead Space.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay, so it looks like it's actually going to be really easy for me to traverse this area. Because, yeah, this whole upper glacier section is just an easy route back. So I can get to my base whenever I want. Which, I'm actually going to take it up on the opportunity. I'm going to see if I can get this thing the thermal charging upgrade. We should have all the resources back in the house. That's the obligatory Silksong win. I still get people that ask me that. I'm like, why would I know? But also, like, Silksong whenever. I'll play it gladly. But it's one of those that, like, I'm really excited for it, but I'm in no rush. There's a billion other games to play in the meantime, and let's see. Billion other games to play in the meantime, and I know the developers should take as long as they need to, especially because it's such a small team. Love jumping with this thing. It's just... it go fast. The headache that's lasting 15 hours now. Woke up with a bad headache and it's lasted the whole day. It's nowhere near as bad now, but it's still there. Yeah, I had that with the second vaccine dose. It's brutal. Hopefully, since it's the weekend, you can just kind of chill and not have to worry about it. Still need to finish the first Hollow Knight. Yeah, I mean, no rush. It's definitely the kind of game that you should... I would say play at your own pace, but I find it's a lot harder to finish Hollow Knight when I haven't, like, played it in a while. Like, I look forward to when we get a Silksong release date, because what I'm probably going to do is start a third series on it and play it with Shell. Oh, I can't drop anything in here. That's fine. Question. Please tell me I can make the depth charger. I need kyanite to make that. Big never mind on that regard, then. Yeah, Godmaster is a nightmare. Yeah, it's part of the reason why I've never fully finished Hollow Knight, is that there are certain sections of that game that I would consider unbeatable unless you're particularly hardcore. Though, I guess with proper modding, I could probably do it. Like, I got a fair bit of the way into Godmaster, and it wasn't so bad. I wonder if you can build a moon pool on land. Time to find out. Because, yeah, being able to stick the prawn in for quick heals would not be the worst idea. The only immediate problem is finding a spot that I can put it. Okay. I'm going to take this as a very big no. I don't think it wants me to build a moon pool on land. How many more games need to go down as complete failures before they just delay them? So, the thing is, a lot of developers do not have a choice in that regard. Let me take a look at this. Oh, is that on the other side of the bridge? Maybe. It's probably exactly it. Okay. Was this the cave I came in on? Or... no, where is this? I don't think I've been in here yet. A nice little supply cave, nothing more. So the unfortunate part is the developers that learned the lesson, you know, not to release... well... many developers cannot learn that lesson. It is just not feasible for them to do so. Let's just drink some of this water. Let me eat the fevered peppers. There we go. The biggest issue is budgets and money. Many developers honestly do work on a shoestring budget. And so, while it would be lovely for all of them to take as much time as they need, oftentimes they straight up cannot. And, oh wow, sun went down fast. Like, many of them straight up just cannot. Even if they wanted to take all the time in the world to make a good game, that only works when you're Nintendo. Or pretty much any other AAA company. It's just a lot of AAA companies don't care. The craft of the game has been replaced by the by the desire to please shareholders, and, well, I can't necessarily... I can absolutely fault them for that, but I can at least understand why this is such a big, you know, big sticking point for a lot of big studios. That's also, I would say, the ability to patch games has corrupted game development to some degree. You know, it's easy to release kind of a buggy, broken game, but, you know, you still get a lot of sales, and then you fix it, and then everybody kind of looks at you like you've, you know, all of your problems are gone. I mean, look at No Man's Sky. That game released terribly, but they fixed it, and they made it good, and everybody, maybe not everybody, but lots of people are like, oh man, No Man's Sky is great now. The answer is, like, No Man's Sky is good now. And I would recommend it to people now, but it's still not as good as it potentially could have been, maybe. But because that they had the ability to update it and make the version that it currently is today, there's less of a feeling of, like, betrayal, I guess? What the hell is this? Who are you? I think I missed this part when I came through previously. Pathfinder tool. Oh, just retracing your nodes. Useful. Yeah, No Man's Sky was too hyped for its own good. Lead dev that gave most of the interviews is dying in the inside with expectations. Yeah, I don't know why they gave Sean a mic. I guess mainly just, I don't think they had a choice. Or like the rest of Hello Games had a choice. I think he was very much the team lead. And everybody else was just along for the ride, regardless of how that ended up. But I sincerely believe No Man's Sky would have been received 1,000 times better if they had just, I mean, honestly, having a trailer that actively showed what the game was going to be like, I think would have mattered the most. And then not talked about it too much. So I wonder, would you have any tips for a one-man team working on a game? Keep your expectations low. Both in terms of, like, what the game is going to be and how it's going to do on your first results. There's a lot of survivorship bias that goes into game development, and I feel like that actually results in a lot of problems. Kind of specifically with this topic that I'm talking about, with developers not learning to, you know, release their game in a good state. You know, many of the developers that don't learn that just don't survive and shut down, and that's sad. Yeah, so if I want to get this artifact, I think I have to cross the bridge. Because I'm pretty sure this is the busted bridge here. Hey, thank you, Juice Bags, for the raid, and welcome on in. We are playing... Okay, there's no way I'm crossing this gap, am I? Maybe if I had a grappling hook, but I don't have a grappling hook. Alright. I guess let's go hit up the Isekai Express real quick and see what we can get out of it. Let's also just see what we've got in the water. I think this thing performs substantially better in the water. Huh. Actually, maybe we just hop on the Isekai Express for a couple of reasons. Okay. Because I might be able to get this thing in deeper? Question mark? Oops. Because there's that ravine that takes me up, but maybe there's another connecting point that lets me get into the heart of this. Or not. Who knows? This definitely lets me get closer. Let's see. You get the grapple then. I'd like to. But I've only found one of the bits. This looks promising if I can plow through all these jellyfish. The other thing I want to check real quick before we did anything else is, do I have a bunch of supplies in here? I do actually have a bunch of stuff stored. It seems to be mostly titanium, which explains why I didn't have a whole lot of titanium earlier. And lead. Okay. Can I make... We don't care about the pathfinding tool. Why have I completely forgotten what I need to make here? It wasn't an upgrade, was it? Oh! Hydraulic fluid. Let's make the hydraulic fluid before we go anywhere. Because that should be really easy. You need a notepad mod. There's just so many things going on, and I'm currently kind of low-key talking about game design. Okay. So, your dad's working on a squad shooter. I'm the guinea pig playtesting in early alpha. Oh, neat. Let's see. So what other bits of advice can I give? One big one is know your limits as a developer. And that kind of goes along with the whole, like, temper your expectations, but I get a lot of games that don't look good. And I mean that on a purely superficial, shallow interpretation of the game just visually is not very impressive to look at. And, you know, does not wow me as, like, a potential or a prospective player. And not every game needs to look amazing. You know, not every game needs to look like this. But I find for a game to... Do I pop out and grab it? I guess I will. For a game to do well...
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Oh, I don't have my rebreather on. I'll live. Like the polish is too low? Kind of. Let's see. What's a good example? It's a number of factors. One, I would honestly just say, yeah, polish is too low. Mismatched visual assets. Okay, this is just kind of a deep, endless darkness, and I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. But, you know, if you're...
Entering ecological dead zone. The prospect for survival is fast approaching 0.
Okay, so the answer is that's just the, edge of the map there. Gotcha. But, like, mismatched art assets. So, you generally want everything to look cohesive and it all fits in the same environment. You don't want, like, really high-res, hand-painted assets to be right next to your really low-res, not-so-hand-painted assets. Because that always just looks super weird. Am I just gonna swing back to the crash ship base? Where's... Oh, it's right here. Yeah, let's just swing that. Run over a bunch of fish as I go by. And save, actually. Let's see. Might as well pop out and repair a couple of things as we go, too. Let's see. But yeah, so, for example, from like a development perspective, if you actually want a game to do well on a commercial perspective... Oops, this is the builder tool. We want this. There we go. If you want a game to do commercially well, you are probably going to need some decent art. There are a number of games that do look garbage, that still do well. Like, I would say OG Minecraft looked pretty bad. But it had a functional aesthetic, but the main thing was, it was the first of its kind to actually do... Or, not only to exist, but to, like, capture people's attention, so it was kind of easy for players to just be like, yeah, whatever, we don't really mind that it looks this way. But, if you produce a game nowadays, that looks like Minecraft did at launch, and say, like, why didn't this do well? You know, Minecraft looked just as... you know, just the same back at its launch. And the thing is, you have to kind of recognize that so many other games existed, or so many fewer games existed when Minecraft was made. So nowadays, you really have to stack up against all of these other games. And so that can be a bit of an issue. Let's see, what was I gonna... Right. I was gonna make this. We need a creepvine seed cluster, which I have growing upstairs. Let's see, we might as well eat a number of them, too. I guess I'm not actually that thirsty, am I? Yeah, okay. We'll just turn it into rubber. Okay. Let's swing these. I don't know. Realistically, I can give a lot of advice, but a lot of my advice is probably going to be maybe harsher truths than a lot of people would like to hear when it comes to development and whatnot. Oops. Ow. Rude. I guess I'll just grab the rest of the antenna fruit, because I'm pretty sure they heal me. Yep. This is why I keep them around. Kinda wish I could put, like, turrets on the outside of my base. That'd be kind of a nice little change of pace. Just, bad boy gets close, ba-bam. Let's see. Alright, we should have enough. Let's get back here. Our truths are more helpful than sugar-coated shit IMO. It kind of depends, though. Like, for example, if your dad is making a squad-based shooter for fun, you know, just as kind of like a learning how to better himself as a potential developer and, you know, make something fun that he can be proud of, that's the kind of thing where sugar-coated truths can be fine. You know, when I'm writing, for example, I can use some harsh truths here and there. You know, if my writing really sucks, then maybe I need it. But if I'm just, like, writing a short story for the hell of it, just for my own appreciation, and, you know, I'm like, hey, can you take a look at this just for, like, some basic feedback? And they're like, alright, here's, like, a 20-page dissertation on all the things you need to fix and change. I'm just gonna look at them like they're crazy. Because I'm not interested in that level of feedback. I'm just there for, like, a surface level, just like, hey, fix this and do this and this. And so, one of the most critical parts, I would say, of proper feedback is knowing kind of what the person is looking for and what the person needs. That I found with a lot of people when they ask for feedback, they just want kind of nice words. And if they don't need anything more than nice words, you might as well just be mostly nice with a little bit of constructive criticism. But if it's somebody that's, like, about to quit their day job and go, like, work full-time on a... Well, I mean, for example, if Wally went to... Wally? I don't know. Maybe not Wally. Let's not use... Well, I don't know. If somebody came to me with Cube World in its, like, alpha state... but it was decent. What's a better example of a far less decent Minecraft clone? I mean, effectively, if somebody was making a really okay Minecraft clone and was about to quit their day job for it, and they handed it to me, and it really, all it was just more Minecraft, I'd probably have to sit down and say, like, this is a gamble, and you might not like the results. Okay, I'm gonna put away half of this, but I'll probably bring the rest with me, because I'm probably gonna need it. Let's see. Do I do anything else while I'm here? Oh, I got 2 hydraulic fluids. Did I do that by accident? Oh, no. But now I got spares, I guess. Maybe I needed spares for... Oh, for the other side? I can see that. Alright. Well, everything's fixed up. Isekai Express is a little low on power, but not, like, terribly so. Alright, anyway. Sweet vengeance! Let's go back. Using Nexus mods. Yup! Yeah, if you do exclamation mark below 0 mods, you can see my whole mod list. Yeah, the one game where the dev would log on to other people's private servers to mess with them. I remember the name, but I remember the dev was bad. Gosh, if you can remember the name of that, I'd actually love to know. And look that one up. Because I know exactly what you're talking about. But I don't remember the name of it either. Like, that sort of thing works well with Cluster Truck, because Cluster Truck was hilarious. And the devs messing with me, with things, you know, wasn't so bad. I probably shouldn't do that when there's icebergs around, for fear of beaching myself. Let's see. But like that sort of thing, I think most developers know. Don't do that because that would be bad and like a very quick way of getting your potential player base to just abandon you immediately. So a lot of reason for it is largely bragging rights, but some money out of it would be nice. Alright. I feel like that's a little bit more flexible. I guess the one thing I would say is... I don't know if he's on... Well, not social media, but if your dad specifically participates in an amount of, like, online communities for game development, I feel like there's a lot that you could learn there, and if he isn't on those sites and getting resources from them, that's probably the first place to look. And I realize that I am also, like, a decent resource for, like, asking basic questions from. What is the point of this crevasse? There is no point. Is the easy answer. I wonder if we can stand on the Isekai Express. That'd be a question. Oh, yeah. It does cause it to sink, though. But that's really useful if I want to get up here again. Oh, that's really useful for a lot of different reasons. Okay, well, we got the hydraulic fluid, so we can lower the bridge. Let's see. But yeah, so, like I was saying... Easy way to get some, like, actual proper good feedback is finding other like-minded developers to kind of have as a peer group, I guess would be the easiest way to put it. That, in general, having, like, a solid peer group that you can trust to not only be supportive if you run into issues, but also, constructively critical if, like, you need feedback on something. I think that's probably the most immediately valuable thing I could ever give, no matter what hobby.
I'm sensing interesting patterns to the northeast. It would be worth investigating. But be careful.
Of what?
I recall ravenous creatures tunneling beneath the ice.
Dangerous weather approaching. Seek shelter.
Okay. Let's see, what have we got around here? Where am I? So we just got a big ice field, but what we're looking for is down there. So I guess check this real quick. I think we're gonna have to find some sort of tunnel. that leads me down there, because I am not finding this artifact this way. What is the point? Oh.